When he finished, Tam ran his hand roughly over Maria's bare head, feeling for any trace of stubble. Not smooth enough, Tam declared. He put more shaving cream on Maria's scalp, massaging it aggressively. Maria whimpered, tears streaming down her face. Tam ignored her distress as he picked up a straight razor. With deft strokes, he shaved Maria's head completely clean and smooth. The razor felt icy cold on her raw skin. When Tam finished, he grinned cruelly. "There, that's better. But don't think we're done. We will shave you again in a few days." Maria trembled, her worst nightmare realized. This was just the beginning of her dehumanizing punishment. A gruff prisoner barked at her. "Hey, new inmate, what's your number?" 75392, Maria replied shakily. "Don't forget it. Strictness is coming for you," the prisoner warned ominously before walking away. Later, the barber yelled out to a guard passing by his room. "Hey, guard, get in here!" The guard entered the barber's room where Maria sat trembling. "What is it?" he asked sternly. The barber gestured to Maria. "This one wants to tell you something." Maria's eyes widened, but she stayed silent, unsure of what to say. The barber shouted angrily, "Go on then, tell him!" Maria stammered, I want to say that I love getting my head shaved." The guard looked bemused. The barber added, "Yep, she sure loves it. Tell the warden she wants you to come back in 2 days to shave her again." The guard shrugged and left without a word. The barber then yelled right in Maria's face, "Here we yell and enforce strictness." He roughly massaged shaving cream onto Maria's head, saying, "We'll go nice and slow for you since you love this so much." Maria squeezed her eyes shut, powerless and despairing as her head-shaving nightmare continued. After the barber finished shaving her head bald yet again, he called out to a guard passing by. The barber said to the guard loudly, "Do you remember what this one told you before, that she just loves getting her head shaved?" Some prisoners snickered as the guard nodded, playing along. "Well, she's ready for another strict head shave if you think the warden will allow it," the barber declared. Maria kept her eyes down, face burning with shame at the barber's lies. The guard replied, "I'll go inform the warden this one needs more discipline." He shoved Maria down into a chair. "Looks like you're in luck," the barber sneered at Maria. "Time to make you bald and obedient once more." Maria's lip trembled as she was powerless to stop yet another dehumanizing head shave. The cruel barber and complicit guard only increased her nightmare. After it was over, a guard grabbed Maria's arm and escorted her back to her small prison cell. "Don't you forget what you told the warden," the guard said menacingly. "You asked for this, so no use crying about it now." He shoved Maria inside the cell and slammed the bars shut. She collapsed onto the cot, running her hand over her now smooth, bald head. "Why are they doing this to me?" she whispered, tears falling down her cheeks. Maria racked her brain trying to figure out why they were so intent on repeatedly shaving her head and humiliating her. She thought back to the lies the barber had told, claiming she enjoyed the degrading experience. The memory made her shudder. Curled up alone on the cot, Maria cried herself to sleep, wondering if she'd ever escape this endless nightmare of forced baldness and strict discipline. When she awoke, Maria realized there were 3 other women sharing her small prison cell. She sat up and looked at them. All had shaved heads like her, and their eyebrows were shaved off too. Mustering her courage, Maria said softly, "Hello." The women stared back at her silently before one finally grunted, "New fish, huh? What did they bring you in for?" "I was falsely accused of theft," Maria replied, her voice trembling. "But I'm innocent, I swear it." Another woman let out a harsh laugh. "That's what we all say, honey, but in here, we're all just bald-headed criminals." The women's words offered no comfort to Maria. She felt even more alone and afraid, staring at their stern, shaven heads. This cruel prison was determined to strip away the prisoners' humanity and dignity. Maria laid back down on her cot, running a hand over her own freshly shorn scalp. She wondered how much more of this forced baldness she could endure before her spirit broke completely. The nightmare felt never-ending. Maria looked at the other women nervously and asked, "How long have you all been in prison here?" The first woman replied, "I'm on year 3 of a 5-year sentence. I used to work as a dancer before I was falsely accused of theft." The second woman stared at the floor and mumbled, "This is my 2nd year. Still have 3 more to go." The third woman scoffed, "Try 10 years for me, a whole decade in this hellhole." Maria's eyes widened in shock. She hesitantly asked, How strict are they with you all? The forced head shavings and discipline?" The first woman ran a hand over her stubbly scalp and said, "The guards and wardens are cruel, girl. The shavings are just the start. You'll see soon enough." The second woman added, "Just keep your head down and do as they say. Makes the punishments easier." Maria asked hesitantly, "Why do they shave your eyebrows too? And how often do they—" She gulped, not wanting to say the words. The first woman replied bluntly, "They shave everything to humiliate us, strip us of our dignity. As for how often—" She gestured around the cell. "Look around. We're all bald, aren't we? They shave our heads once a week, no exceptions." The second woman chimed in, "And the eyebrows go whenever they please. I've had mine shaved 5 times now, I think." Maria's hand shook as she reached up to touch her own bare brows. The third woman spoke for the first time in a stern tone. "You best get used to it quick, new girl. The shaving is strict around here, and it's definitely not over yet." Maria's lip trembled. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. The reality of her situation was sinking in fully now. Endless degradation and baldness awaited her in this cruel prison. Maria hesitated before asking, "How long are your sentences?" The first woman glared at her. "Why do you ask so much about the length of our sentences? That's not your business." The second woman added sharply, "Yeah, stop being so nosy." Maria looked down. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry." The third woman cut her off. "Enough! If you must know, tell us from the beginning why you are here." Maria took a deep breath and explained, "I was falsely accused of robbery and sentenced to 5 years in prison. But I'm innocent, I swear." The first woman scoffed. Yeah, we've all heard that before. Doesn't matter now, guilty or not, you're stuck here with the rest of us baldies." Maria's heart sank at the callous words. She realized no one cared about her innocence or unlawful imprisonment. This nightmare was her new, bleak reality.